So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a main event. It was Becky Lynch versus Bayley 1-on-1 in a steel cage match. Now Bayley had the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota and Io Sky Damage Control at ringside for this match. It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Becky Lynch beating down Bayley, and they was doing a bunch of spots. But then at one point we see him on the top rope, and Bayley hit the Bayley to belly onto Becky Lynch off the top rope onto her, pins her 1, 2. Becky Lynch barely kicking out at 2. And then Bayley decides to climb up the steel cage, and she's about to get out the steel cage, but then Becky Lynch climbs up there. Both of them's going at it and stuff. Bayley looked like she was about to knock Becky Lynch off, but Becky Lynch stayed up there trying to lock on to disarm her on top of the steel cage. But then Bayley fought out of it and fell off the steel cage back into the ring. And then we see Io Sky climbing up the steel cage. She gets up there going at it with Becky Lynch, and then Becky Lynch got knocked off the steel cage, like fell off pretty much somewhat back into the ring. And then all of a sudden, Io Sky was up there, and then we see Dakota Kai passed over the crutch to Bayley, and Bayley used it on Becky Lynch. But then we see Lita coming down. Lita's theme song plays. She comes down. Io Sky was trying to climb down the steel cage, but then Lita grabs her and pulls off the steel cage onto the ground. She grabs the crutch from Dakota Kai and runs her into the steel steps. And then we see Lita use the crutch onto Io Sky, and then hits the twist of fate onto Io Sky outside the ring. Bayley was trying to escape the cage through the door, but Lita grabs the door and slams it right into her face. And then Bayley walks into the manhandle slam from Becky Lynch, getting pinned for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Bayley tonight on Monday Night Raw in the steel cage. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good steel cage match, and then with Lita returning and all that. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good stuff. That's what happened there. Pretty good match. But yeah, Becky Lynch and Lita standing tall at the end of the show. But for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode somewhat. So yeah, that's why I'll give the show definitely for the main event and segment of the night, Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. That segment was really good. Go check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, that's been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews and this Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews. See you guys later. Until then.